LeBron James has been very active rooting for his kids this offseason. He's really immersed in their games, celebrating his son's successes and defending them when people try to offend them. More recently, though, LeBron was really hyped about one of his son's games and ended up trash-talking the opposing team. So in today's video, we're going to dive into what happened. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. LeBron James isn't your average dad when it comes to rooting for his kids, something Bryce James's high school opponents found out. LeBron is always on the court for his son's basketball games, whether it's as his biggest fan or even as an unofficial coach at times. LeBron has played a very active role in both his sons Bronny and Bryce's basketball careers. Basketball runs strong in the James family, as evidenced by how dedicated both Bronny and Bryce are to realizing their NBA dreams, and as a result, LeBron often gets very energetic when it comes to rooting for his sons. As an active member of Bronny James's high school career, LeBron can often get very animated when it comes to watching games. He'll essentially go to whatever length to defend his son, even if it means calling out the other team. More recently, though, LeBron was really hyped about Bryce trash-talking the rival team for not guarding his son. Short clip shows James calling out young players, claiming they're scared of facing Bryce. They don't know who want to guard him. They're all scared. Look, you guard him. No, you guard him. Look, they're all scared, the King says in the video. Speaking of Bronny's basketball skills, many believe that there soon might be another MVP in the family. At the Nike Peach Jam event, LeBron's oldest son, Bronny, showed off his skills to college and NBA recruiters. While expectations are high for Bronny James because of his father's history with the NBA, according to an anonymous NBA scout who attended Peach Jam, Bronny has the potential to make his own legacy. James, who had knee surgery in February, appears to have bounced back from his injury. The 16-year-old remains one of the top recruits for the class of 2023, ranked 13th of combo guards and 41st in the class, per ESPN. However, in an interview, the scout believes that the young player could compete in the NBA as well. Bronny has been a positive surprise, the scout said. He's shown me he's more than a last name. He can make shots and handle the ball. He's very even-keeled for someone who's under the microscope. Danielle Love, one of Bronny's first coaches, agreed with the scout and said that Bronny's a player who could stand out outside of his father's name. That's why he's LeBron James Jr. and not LeBron James, Love said to reporters at the Battle Basketball Showcase earlier this month. He's his own person and Bronny's going to make a name for himself, and I hope people recognize that. LeBron set a path for Bronny, and it's up to Bronny to go and finish that path for himself. I believe that he can do it. Major programs have reportedly already shown interest in the rising junior at Sierra Canyon School in Los Angeles. However, it remains to be seen whether the young player will choose to compete in the NCAA or make the jump straight to the NBA like his father. LeBron's current contract makes him a free agent in 2023, the same year his son can enter the draft. This creates the possibility for the father-son duo to play on the same team, a long-time goal of LeBron. That's definitely one of my goals, but that's a long-term goal. James said earlier this year, "My son right now is in high school and enjoying what being a teenager is all about, but that would be pretty cool to go on my resume." However, while much of the attention goes to the older brother Bronny, Bryce has shown time and time again that he deserves an equal amount of attention as well. LeBron may be seen to be more focused on his older son for now, but that doesn't mean he doesn't support his younger one either, as he'll always be there to cheer him on, just like he does for Bronny. When comparing Bronny and Bryce's game styles, LeBron admitted that Bryce was definitely the sharpshooter in the family, stating in a tweet, "The best shooter in this household for sure." Bronny is the second child of 3 from LeBron and his wife Savannah Brinson, who got married in 2013 and have been together for over 2 decades. In fact, an interesting fact about the two is that they're high school sweethearts. James was 17 years old and a rising basketball star at St. Vincent St. Mary High School in Akron, Ohio. Brinson was 16 and a cheerleader at a rival high school. James spotted her at a football game and asked a mutual friend to get her phone number. "I'm like, no, I'll take his number," Brinson said. "One day I'm sitting around, I was probably bored or something, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. I have this number of this guy that I can call. He seemed interested, so let's see." After a few phone conversations, Brinson said James invited her to one of his basketball games, and the two went out with some friends to a local Applebee's. She said their first official date was at an Outback Steakhouse. Brinson claims that she had no idea her high school boyfriend would soon become an NBA star. "I just thought he'd be a hometown hero for his era era and it would be over, she stated. He was a normal high school senior, however, that was proven wrong as James was the top pick in the 2003 NBA draft, selected by his hometown Cavaliers. During James's rookie year in the NBA, Brinson, who was a senior in high school at the time, discovered she was pregnant. I was thinking, what am I going to tell my parents? What's going to happen to his career? Brinson explained, I was very scared. I was bawling. But he said, it's not going to slow me down and it's not going to slow you down. We're going to keep doing what we have to do. On October 6, 2004, Brinson gave birth to LeBron James Jr., also known as Bronny. 3 years after Bronny was born, the couple welcomed another son, Bryce Maximus, who was born June 14th. It keeps me grounded knowing that I'm representing a little guy like that and his big brother, James said about his sons in an interview with Oprah Winfrey. My sons are the only reason why I'm still sane. They don't know if I've missed the last 3 shots to win the game or if I've turned the ball over. All they know is they see their daddy coming out of the locker room and they're ready to play. In 2010, James famously announced he would be signing with the Heat in free agency instead of returning to the Cavaliers. Brinson and the children moved to Florida with him. The next year, James popped the question to Brinson during a New Year's Eve party in France. Felt like a finals game, James told Oprah after proposing. I'd been thinking about it, for a while, but it just came to me one day and I was like, this is part of growth for me. I was like, this is the lady and the woman I've been with through all the good and all the bad. She's been there for a long time and I wanted her to continue to be there with me. So I felt like at that moment it was time. The couple tied the knot on September 14th, 2013 in San Diego, California. The couple's daughter, Zuri Nova, was then born on October 22nd, 2014. I had 2 boys first, my oldest son LeBron Jr. and my younger son Bryce Maximus, and people always told me if you ever have a girl, she'll change you. James said, 3 years ago, this bright spot right here happened to our family. And not only did she change me, she's made me a better person, a more dedicated person, a stronger person. I guess a more sensitive person that realized that I have so much more of a responsibility to women in general. So thank you, Zuri, LeBron finished. Going back to Bronny, LeBron also spoke about his kids while appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where he discussed his oldest son's latest achievement. During the show, guest host Arsenio Hall mentioned that Bronny was featured on the July cover of Sports Illustrated. The teenager appeared in the magazine alongside other members of the popular esports team, FaZe Clan. Bronny plays video games all day, LeBron told Hall. I mean, he loves basketball, he plays basketball, loves being a big brother to his little brother and sister, but video games is his thing. The Lakers star continued. When he got on the cover, I was like, I was younger than you, right? And then he did some research. All these kids got on these phones, which we didn't have when I was growing up like that. He was like, Dad, no, you were actually 6 months older than me. Now I'm the youngest guy in the household on Sports Illustrated. LeBron and Hall both laughed about the conversation, adding that though Bronny's cover isn't basketball related, James hopes to see his son get media coverage again one day for his skills on the court. That would be amazing. That would be amazing for sure, he said. The NBA player is often sharing his son's success in basketball with fans on social media, whether it's attending one of his games or showing off the similarities between the pair. Not too long ago, he posted a photo and video of the two making similar dunks. Like father, like son. #JamesGang. He captioned the post. With that said, that's going to be a wrap up for this video. Thanks for watching.